Hello and welcome to A Doll's Place. Today I'm excited to share the craft projects that I made from Samantha's Pleasant Company craft book. I'll begin with the introduction, which provides a snapshot of Samantha's world in the year 1904. By 1904, girls like Samantha made crafts because they enjoyed making them, not because they needed to make them. More and more Americans bought clothes, toys, and furniture from stores or catalogs, and most of the items sold in stores and catalogs were made by machines in factories. In Samantha's time, factories were changing the way people lived. Many families moved from the country into the city to take better paying factory jobs. In the country, these families had worked together to make some of their own clothes, furniture, and tools. But in the city, many fathers, mothers, and even children worked in factories to make things for other people. Factories made life easier for wealthy American families. Girls like Samantha didn't have to weave cloth, spin thread, or sew clothes, and they relied on servants to cook their meals and clean their homes. They had free time for proper pastimes such as painting, flower arranging, and fancy needlework. Wealthy girls and women took great pride in making beautiful, elegant crafts for their homes. The first chapter in this book is titled In the Parlor, and it talks about how women went calling or visiting friends in the afternoons. If the friend wasn't home, the visitor left a calling card. People kept special dishes called receivers in their front halls to drop the cards in. The next project I made was a trinket box. I painted the box gold, then added stickers and paper scraps to create a design. Actually, I made all of the projects in this book in doll size so I can use them in a space that I'm creating for Samantha. The fancy fan was a simple project. I used 2 popsicle sticks for the handles and some vintage print scrapbook paper. Again, I adjusted the measurements in the directions so that it would be 1/3 scale. And the last of the parlor crafts was the glass paperweight. This will be more of a glass dome in Samantha's case. In the early 1900s, collecting things like flowers, shells, seeds, and butterflies was a popular pastime. These collections were displayed under glass domes that were called shades. I purchased these glass votive holders at the dollar store. They came as a set of 4 for $1.25. I used shells, pearls, cord, and ribbon to decorate them. The next chapter is titled A Stitch in Time. In 1904, wealthy women and girls didn't sew practical things like clothes. More and more clothing was being made outside the home. Instead, they did embroidery samplers, handkerchiefs, and other hand-sewn items. So I did make all of these items by hand. No sewing machine was used. First, I made this heart-shaped lace sachet and filled it with rose potpourri. Next, I embroidered this handkerchief. And then I made this tapestry pillow with tassels on each corner. In 1904, Americans were fascinated with exotic fabrics from faraway countries. I found this piece in my fabric stash, and it was perfect for the project. The next chapter is titled Winter Pastimes. I think these paper snowflakes are still very popular with children today. Mine are about 3 inches in diameter. Instead of using glitter, which I hate, I glued iridescent silver sequins around each hole. I'm pretty fast at it, as I stoned and sequined many dance costumes back in the day. I didn't make the candy crystals for the sake of time, but I had these beautiful beads that look like them in the perfect size for Samantha. Silhouettes were another popular art form in the early 1900s. For this project, I referred to another book that I had, the American Girls Club Handbook. This book has crafts for all 6 original American girls. It had patterns for silhouettes in the back. I cut ovals from cardboard, then covered them with scrapbook paper. Then I traced the silhouettes onto blackboard sticker sheets from the dollar store and adhered them to each oval. I added golded braid trim as a frame and black satin bows as an accent. The title of the next chapter was Amusements. I made this May basket from cardstock weight scrapbook paper and then added the flowers. Again, I scaled this down for Samantha. Next, I painted a design on the inside and the outside of a wooden embroidery hoop and then painted a wooden doll to make the popular hoop and stick game. And I made a small bubble wand from copper jewelry wire that I had. The nature and craft section of this book was really fun. I was able to get real pressed pansies made for flower crafts on Amazon. I made matching bookmarks for myself and Samantha. I decided to laminate them, a modern adaptation to the project, so they wouldn't be sticky and they would be protected. And then I arranged more of these flowers in a dollar store frame. Next, there was a project for making leaf print wrapping paper. I decided to use small leaf stamps and decorate an oval cardboard jewelry box that I had. These seashell frames were time-consuming, but they were definitely worth the work. They are about 4 inches square, and I added black and white photos to them. And that's it for today. In the next video, I'll show you how I use these items in a room I created for Samantha, so stay tuned. If you enjoyed this video, please like and comment, and if you aren't subscribed to my channel, I hope you will. Thanks for watching.